Hi, this is Jack Daly, and I want to thank you for spending a few moments with me. I wanted to give the listener an idea of what takes place in what we call our Smart Selling Workshop. Well, let me give you a little historical perspective. So 15 years ago, I didn't do these workshops where you could buy a seat and attend a day and learn the systems and processes of successful salespeople. But what took place 15 years ago was me speaking to CEO and owners in a variety of different mediums and them coming up to me and saying, that was terrific stuff. Where can I send my salespeople? And I'd look at them and go, what do you mean send your salespeople? You hire me to come into your company. And they'd look at me and say, well, wait a second, I only have 3 or 4 people in sales. There's no way that I can justify bringing you in. And I heard enough of that, if you will, complaining, that I said, all right, we're going to need to set something up. So I set an initial workshop and advertised it to my database, and I set it up in Orange County, California, where I lived. And if no one showed up, no harm, no foul. But 40 people showed up. They came from a variety of different industries, and all of them gave me a thumbs up. They said this was absolutely terrific. The next year we did 2, one on the East Coast and the West Coast, and 15 years later, here we are. And we do about 20 to 25 of these around the world, and you can see them on my website at jackdaly.net. Well, there are 2 basic premises from which I believe all of the things that I talk about are really set, and that is systems and processes. Systems and processes, 2 unique words in the selling arena for most companies. I look at sports teams at every level, pros, college, high school. They have a system and a process for nearly everything. They have a game plan. They have a playbook. They have practiced the plays. Then I go back into our world, the business world, and you go over to the sales side of the house, and it looks like the wild, wild west with every guy making up his own stuff. My largest sales force was 2,600 salespeople. In that company, I was infamous for saying the following: there aren't 2,600 best ways to sell this stuff. Let's figure out the best way and have a system and a process to do that. So you're going to hear and feel a little bit of that. The second thing that I would tell you that our core selling is based on is a word called leverage. And leverage to me means, how can I generate more business with less work? And I'm always looking for, how can I be different than my competition? I've never woke up in the morning and said, I want to work harder than everybody else. What I say is, I want to work smarter and do some things differently. I'd like to show you on the next slide what some of the basics are. First of all, the program runs from 9 to 4, and we do that so that there's a commutability, if you will, because people are coming from a variety of different distances. It doesn't matter whether you've been a seasoned pro. I got people that have been in the selling arena for 20, 25 years that come up to me and say, gosh, this is really good stuff. Some of it I'm doing, and some of it is brand new. And then we've got people that are relatively new to either their industry, their company, or the sales, and they're giving us, like, they're just they're almost overwhelmed, quite frankly. And so what we tell them is, take it bits at a time, 2 or 3 ideas, and implement them in the next 60 days, and then go out and get another one. Small companies, large companies, the whole gamut is coming at us, and it really doesn't matter what the industry is. I can tell you that we have companies where they're sending their whole sales team because it's a relatively small team. I can tell you that I have clients that have hired me to come in and specifically train their salespeople, and then anybody that's newly hired in the company gets to go to Jack Daly's sales workshop, so they all speak a uniform language and follow the systems and processes. I have people that attend that are thinking about hiring me to come into their company specifically, and they send a couple advanced party forward observers, if you will, to see what I'm like. And then we've got a lot of people that come by way of social media and referrals and those types of things. And all I wanted to do here is give you a sample of what we've got. Let's take a look at, first of all, goal and activity focus. This is the key. I will show you a couple other things, but this is the key. There's 4 key component parts that are absolutely necessary for a salesperson to be successful. The first is, they got to know what their goals are, and they got to put them in writing. Secondly, that's not going to get the job done unless they build a written plan on how they're going to achieve those goals. And the written plan, here's the key word that you want to take out of here, activities. It's activities, activities, activities. When we study top producing salespeople, they are fanatics about following the activities. They won't go home at night without delivering on the activities that are necessary. For every industry, there's an identifiable list of activities that a salesperson should do. That's the second principle. The third principle under goal and activity focus is a system of measurement, and the fourth is a system of accountability. And in our workshops, we go through in great detail to show salespeople how to build that system that gets our goals accomplished and then some. Let's take a look at the next principle that I wanted to share with you, and that is 50% or more of success at selling is a head case. It's not the product, it's not the price, it's not the service, it's not the strategies, it's not the tactics, it's not the economy, it's not the environment. It is getting up in the morning and saying, God bless the competition, I'm going to kick some serious butt today. That is the absolute key. And so one of the things we do in our workshop is we make sure that what's going on in their jar is a positive thing, and we also show salespeople how to get their heads back in the game if for some reason they got out. It's about self-discipline. It's about the law of responsibility. It's about the law of attraction. If you really believe you can be, have, or do something, you'll create the circumstances and find the people to allow you to be, have, or do. It is about the law of expectations. Our life is a direct result of our expectations for it. We are what we think we are, and it is the law of belief. And so we take a deep dive in getting salespeople in our workshops, making sure their head's on right. And if we look at the next principle, that's about how to differentiate yourself from the competition. Here's something that I think most people miss. The very first time someone elects to do business with you, they do not buy real value. You can't. You can't buy real value first time in. What you buy is the perception of value. Once you have done business with someone and you've experienced it, you can go back and buy real value because you have some experience. But first time in is a leap of faith. I believe doing business with this person or company will render me these benefits. So one of the things that a good salesperson really needs to do, one of the things a really good company needs to do, is not only create real value, but they need to spend time creating perceived value. Have sessions in your company on how to create perceived value. And in our workshop, we teach people how to do that on a personal level. Here's what I can tell you. It takes 9 touches before they know you are out there. It takes 9 touches before they know you exist. And the sad part is that most salespeople quit at 5 or less. And if your touches are all about you and your company, you're blowing it. Because now you're selling and people do not want to be sold. So we should touch them with things beyond our company's products and services. We should touch them with things that would help them in their business. Well, I want to give you another taste, and that is pipeline management. And let's take a look at that. I believe that every salesperson should maintain 2 baskets. There's a basket up there called prospects. Those are people that have never done business with us, but we wish they were. And then someone buys from us and they become a customer. And then eventually, hopefully, they become a client. And the difference between a customer and a customer occasionally does business with us. A client regularly and ongoing does business with us. Successful salespeople build what's known as a clientele. And using this system and process, we teach people in the workshop how to take those prospects, turn them into clients, and eventually pull referrals back out of there to create new prospects. And we teach them this by way of a touch system and the concept of inspect what you expect. So if I were to summarize on the next sheet here what we're all about in these workshops, it would be this: high payoff activities. And another way of putting that, focus precedes success. Too many salespeople doing too many things that aren't high payoff activities. The better salespeople are focused on the things that will generate them incremental business relative and in comparison to their competitors. And if you build it with systems and processes, you've enhanced your success by a magnitude of just off the charts. The next principle there is things that get measured get done, and I would put a big word next to that called accountability. And then I'm going to throw one more bonus thing up on this sheet that isn't printed there, and that is practice. You can't imagine a sports team not going and practicing, but when's the last time that your salespeople have practiced? So I say it's time to take action. And I'd love for you to consider coming to our smart selling workshops. And how you go about that is all about your own personal style. First of all, you can register online at jackdaly.net. Just /content/workshops. That's easy. If you've got some questions that you'd like to go deeper with, Adam is the guy who runs our workshops, and I, Jack Daly, am the guy that delivers them. There's no other guy delivering our workshops. It is me. But Adam runs the show in terms of setting up the hotels and taking registrations and all the things that are necessary. He can do a deep dive with you beyond this on what we cover. You can contact him by email, or you can give him a call at 855-733-7378. I guess what I would say is I'll see you there. We're going to have a blast. The day goes by so fast, and anybody that comes to my sessions walks away with an overwhelming number of easily implementable things that work. And the key is to take action. The key for them is to take action. The key for you now is to take action. See you there.